Born in Houston, Texas, Rouse senior setter Savannah Skopal comes from great genes. Her mother Jenny played volleyball and her father Stephen played basketball. Both met while playing sports at the University of Incarnate Word in San Antonio. Savannah's family moved to Central Texas at a young age. She has 4 siblings, including her older brother Austin, who played basketball at Angelo State University, and older sister Kaylee, who was a setter at Rouse High School before becoming a standout volleyball player at the University of North Texas.
My mom played in college, that's what her sport was, and then my older sister, just being around her as a setter, being in the gym all the time. I started going to her setting trainings, was always around her practices, so I think it was just also a way to be with her, like, and bond with my sister and hang out with her.
Savannah played volleyball at Stiles Middle School and started realizing she wanted to be a setter just like her sister, who was setting all kinds of records 4 years ahead of her at Rouse High School.
Definitely playing at a higher level with her consistently, and then just watching her helped my IQ from the beginning of like the game of volleyball.
She's always worked on her craft of setting. She's been in the gym since she was 7 years old, and she's worked nothing but setting, which is why she's kind of mastered that craft, and her volleyball IQ is off the charts.
Savannah has been on the Rouse varsity team since she was a freshman, which was a COVID year. Savannah quickly filled the role as setter, who basically runs your offense, unlike the libero who runs your defense.
Setting is very technical, so I was able to start learning that at a younger age, which is a huge advantage to me now. I didn't realize it would be this big. Jessie Grisham, who's the girl that I've trained with on my setting for the longest time, and then just also as I got to high school, like lifting and like kind of just growing into all of that.
Like her sister, Savannah honed her skills at Austin Junior Volleyball, where she elevated her game with tougher competition and repetition of matches.
Like Austin Juniors, who I play for, some practices are downtown, so then you have to factor in the fact that you're leaving an hour early so you get there in time, and then you're getting home an hour later. I would just say it's like kind of prioritizing and time management.
Savannah was fortunate to play for one of the best high school volleyball coaches in the country. Jacob Thompson is organized, and his Raiders reflect it.
I think that's one thing that I've always been blessed to have, especially with Coach Thompson, is he's kind of let me have that freedom, but also like if I need the help, he'll step in. But we also have taken the time to break down games and make sure that we're seeing the same thing, so that when I'm in game time, I kind of make those decisions, reading what's going on around you at all times.
Her position is to get a ball to somebody else for them to put it away to score. Managing all of that by watching film, talking to her coaches, talking to her setting trainer.
Rouse has won 8 consecutive district titles dating back to 2016, while reaching the state finals in 2017 and the regional finals the past 2 seasons.
Just these past 2 years have just been so much fun, and like just the girls that are on the team and surrounding me at all times, so pushing each other each day, but just holding each other accountable for those standards that we had set at the beginning of every season. My time at Rouse in general these past 2 years have just been amazing. The support, the community, Mr. and Mrs. Rouse, our principals are always around, the girls are amazing, and winning is amazing, but even when we lose like we did the past 2 years to Liberty Hill in that round 5, the support, there was always a community even after those rough games.
Individually, Savannah Skopal is breaking all kinds of records, including career assists.
My records are in assists. I think I broke a lot of my sisters in those, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's just because it was my sister and I knew I had a competition, and it was just always something that we had talked about.
Savannah recorded her 5,000th career assist against the Raiders' chief rival, Liberty Hill High School, on the road.
That was a super fun game. That was actually, we played Liberty Hill at their place. It was towards the end of that first set.
All of her coaches stood up, her teammates ran, like everybody knew, because Jacob made it a point to be like, she doesn't take any moments for herself. So that moment, he made sure that everybody else did.
And after the point, actually, Liberty Hill made an announcement.
So we had kind of worked some things up, gave it to the PA announcer, and then after set 1 was over with, which set 1 was the 32-30 set, definitely happened during that set, and then we finished it off, got through with the match. We took care of her ball, and then we put it in a case with all the players and the coaches' signatures on it so that she could remember that.
He thought of everything, and it was honest, that made it 10 times more special to me. The fact that he honored it as much, and he was just so proud, and meant a lot more to me than I ever have been able to express to him.
5,553 number probably would be well over 6,000 had that freshman year not been reduced to a half a season with the COVID.
Savannah Skopal signed with the Rice Owls to play volleyball and will begin her college education later this year in 2024.
Academics, I've always tried to push myself in. I would say there's a standard here too that they've pushed me to reach as well. I haven't heard a single bad thing about Rice, and everyone always is like, that's a great school.
I don't know that there are enough words to describe how proud we are of her.
Savannah Skopal, a Greater Austin Sports Foundation scholar athlete.